All right, let's dive into a story that you've probably heard of, but it's one of those tales that's become a really powerful warning about being careful what you wish for. We're talking, of course, about the classic story of the Golden Touch of King Midas.
So let me just start by asking you this. What if the one thing you wanted more than anything in the world suddenly became your absolute worst nightmare? It's a scary thought, right? Well, for our guy, King Midas, it's about to get very, very real. So let's meet him. The story kicks off with this king, Midas. And honestly, by all accounts, he's got a mate. He's got a great kingdom, a gorgeous palace, and a daughter that he absolutely adores. I mean, he pretty much had everything anyone could ever want. Life was good.
But you know how these stories go. One simple, totally ordinary day is about to change his life forever. And it all starts with what seems like, at first, an amazing stroke of good fortune. And what kicks all this off is surprisingly small. A poor girl comes up to his palace, just asking for a little food. And King Midas, in a moment of real kindness, gives her something to eat. That's it, a simple act of charity, but it's about to set off a magical chain reaction. So yeah, this single act of kindness leads to a pretty unbelievable opportunity, and it sets the stage for one of the most famous offers in all of mythology, the One Wish.
Turns out, that poor girl, not a girl at all. She was actually a magical fairy in disguise. And as a thank you for his kindness, she offers him anything his heart desires. Just one single wish. Can you imagine the pressure? What would you even wish for? While Midas didn't even hesitate. He knew exactly what he wanted. His choice was immediate. He wished that anything at all, that he touched would turn into pure gold. And just like that, the fairy grants his wish. Instantly, his entire world begins to transform. So let's take a look at what happens next as Midas steps into his brand new world of gold. He is ecstatic. He runs out into his palace garden, to test drive his new power. He touches a leaf. Poof, gold. He touches a flower, and instantly it transforms. The flowers in his garden, solid gold. I mean, can you even picture that? But he doesn't stop there, of course not. He rushes back inside, getting more and more excited. He touches his bed, his chair, the curtains, and in a flash, his entire bedroom is now a glittering golden room. His power is just incredible. It feels limitless. He's running from room to room, just tapping everything in sight until almost his entire palace is shimmering, remade into priceless solid gold. He must feel like the most powerful person on the planet. But this is exactly where the story takes a very dark turn. That initial thrill starts to fade, and a creeping kind of horror starts to set in. This is the beginning of the golden tragedy. His daughter comes running to him, and she's crying. She tells him that everything in the garden, all the beautiful flowers, had turned into hard yellow things. She can't smell them, she can't feel their soft petals. To her, this magic isn't beautiful at all, it's awful. So Midas, seeing his little girl so upset, does what any dad would do. He reaches out and pulls her close for a comforting hug. But in that one simple, loving touch, the unthinkable happens. Right there in his arms, she transforms. Her warmth is just gone, replaced by a cold, hard metal surface. His beloved daughter is now a statue, complete, solid, gold. His greatest wish just cost him his greatest treasure. He is completely heartbroken. Midas begs the fairy to take it back, to undo his terrible wish. He would give up all the gold in the world to have his daughter back. And so begins a desperate search for the cure in the river. The fairy, seeing how sorry he is, gives him a very specific set of instructions. First, he has to go to the river and swim in it. That'll wash the curse off of him. Then he needs to fill a cup with that same river water and pour it on his daughter. It's his one and only chance. Midas doesn't waste a single second. He sprints to the river, washes the golden touch away, and fills up a cup. He races back to the palace and just pours the water all over the golden statue of his daughter. This is it, the moment of truth. And in an instant, the gold just melts away. His daughter is back, warm and alive and in his arms again. And it wasn't just her. The curse is lifted from the entire palace, the garden, everything, returning it all to the way it was before. So King Midas has his daughter back. Thank goodness. But he's also learned a very powerful and very painful lesson about the true price of greed.
And that's really the whole point of the story, right? It's a huge warning about greed. That intense, selfish desire for more can absolutely ruin everything you already have. Midas literally started with everything, but his obsession with gold almost cost him the only thing that actually mattered.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. This story really forces you to look at your own life and ask a pretty important question. What are the real treasures in life, the ones that can't be turned to gold? Definitely something to think about.